It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Miami Heat. For Miami, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. All right, guys, topic of the day. There was a stat that came out that was really interesting. Until last season, every NBA Finals in the last 15 years included either Duncan, Kobe, or Wade. Kenny, do you think Wade's impact on the NBA has gone underrated?
I think it has. I would say that I can't name.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. It's the home of the Cavs, live on 2K Sports. Looking at the last game for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it lost to the Grizzlies in Memphis at the FedEx Forum.
And with the number of turnovers they had in that game, guys, it was going to be an uphill battle all the way.
Especially when you couple the turnovers with the soft defense they were playing. That's a losing combination.
So here's Miami's starting group. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. The big men are Bosh and Whiteside. And it's Winslow in at the small forward position. Irving misses. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
Irving kicks to Smith. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
The Heat have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Wade on the wing. Thompson with the rebound.
You know, the Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch. Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Cleveland on defense. It's a 3-point game. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them.
Guys, they split the season series, and you know, there's always randomness to this game. The unpredictability of it. You win some, you lose some, but they certainly want to impose their talent level tonight.
Plays it up and banks it in.
Hey, guys, I know I speak for everybody. Glad to see Chris Bosh back out on the floor. I mean, blood clots can be a very scary thing for anyone, and I think everyone is happy he's been able to make a full recovery.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Really left alone that time. James has got 5 points so far.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now, here's Wade. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Charlotte.
But his passing just blew me away. I mean, to see him operate their offense that way was a breath of fresh air.
Here's Irving after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Kyrie Irving may be the best ball handler in the league. There are a lot of guys with a good handle. He is definitely in the top 5. If not, he's got to be in the conversation.
Arguably the most talented player at his position. I mean, he can get wherever he wants to on the court. He's athletic, an unbelievable finisher as well. I think that's something that oftentimes gets underrated. Maybe the best finisher in the league.
Agreed.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside. And, you know, Kyrie Irving really ambidextrous as a ball handler because you can't play him to one side, and he's ambidextrous as a finisher, too. He's so creative and crafty. Terrific at the rim with both hands.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Dishes it to Wade. Dragic against Irving. It's Dragic with the drive. Wade with no one around. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Wade's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And one thing about Irving's ball handling, he does a great job of protecting the ball. A very low rate of turnovers for a player as aggressive as he is on the bounce.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
Team rebounding is something he stressed to his side, and rightfully so when you face a player that gobbles up the glass like Kevin Love. He told me that Love rebounds at an unreal rate, and his side can't take any mental breaks when it comes to boxing out on the defensive end. Love's numbers validate that fear, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Dragic. Justice Winslow picking up that last bucket. Here's Bosch, and he makes good on the layup. Bosch has got his first points in this one.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And it's blocked by Whiteside. There's Winslow. No good. And Cleveland will come the other way.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Smith kicks to James. Wade drives in. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Love with a wide open look. That three off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And it's good. 6 points for Wade.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Miami.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Fries checked in for Tristan Thompson. Shumpert comes in for Smith, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Down low. And Stoudemire, the bucket on the assist by Dragic.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run. And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the big 3 were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
Just 5 on the clock. Dellavedova kicks to Shumpert. Dragic with some nice D. On offense, here are the Heat. They're on a 13-3 run right now. A nice shot by Winslow. And for the Heat, once the bullies of the Eastern Conference, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with other Eastern Conference teams.
Kevin, they finished 25-27 against the rest of the conference. Played under 500 against the East at home, which really negated their chances for the playoffs.
Now Dragic following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love. From deep. Winslow's shot is off.
Even though he isn't having the best of game from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Cleveland moving it around for 3. Love. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
Outside Dragic. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. And then for Miami, Johnson, he's checked in for Winslow. Richardson comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Johnson, wide open, he fires. Off target from outside. James kicks to Shumpert. It's stolen by Stoudemire. Johnson outside. To the inside. Here's Richardson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And checking out the numbers for Shumpert, some last season stats for him. He put up about 8 points a game last season, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And to have a knockdown shooter like that coming off the bench, a great asset for any coach.
Yeah, he always seems to supply points for this group. And yeah, things can get stagnant without that spark plug. He serves the bill there. You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Looking at Miami, they took their win in their last game against Charlotte.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against the defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Here's Dellavedova. 11-point game his last outing. Mozgov's shot is off. Now here's Richardson. Richardson missing again. Here's Dellavedova. And he gets the bucket. Dellavedova's got his first 2 points.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Shumpert gets a wide open look, and it's Miami with the rebound. Richardson the pass to Johnson. Back to Richardson. Here's Bosch. Mozgov with the block. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. We've got 1:28 left to play in the first quarter. Johnson gets the bucket.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Mozgov dishes to LeBron. Mozgov kicks to James. Pass to Fry. Feeds it to Dellavedova. Clock at 6. From past the arc. They get the rebound. Goes back up. And it's finished off by Shumpert as he lays it in. Shumpert's got his first bucket of the night.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Misses the 3.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
They get it back. Stoudemire, and that is good. Stoudemire's got his second bucket of the night.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
And taken away by Johnson. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another one.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Cleveland. Irving comes in for Matthew Dellavedova.
J.R. Smith.
Richardson the pass to Johnson. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Outside Irving. For 3, Fry. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid, and just like I would have died to get in that locker room, you know. So I always have a moment just sitting around and, you know, just not taking things for granted and really taking everything in. And, you know, I couldn't have written the script any better.
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help Greg love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
It's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does.
Sure.
But inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive guys on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Johnson is out there with Whiteside, and it's Winslow in at the 3 slot. And the rejection by Love. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down, but still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Kyrie Irving.
Matthew Dellavedova.
On defense, the Cavaliers trailing by 4. Wade. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
And, you know, for Love last season, we knew he'd be in a supporting role to LeBron. You put any player next to LeBron, and he automatically becomes some kind of role player.
LeBron's checked in for Shumpert.
And thinking back to Love and his numbers last year, we saw the same thing from Bosh when he played with LeBron. Love and Bosh had similar reductions in scoring, but both were still great players, and they both have the ability to adapt and impact the game in other ways.
Johnson can't hit.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Well, Kevin Love certainly is one of the best passing big men in the league.
For Miami, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. There's the dish to Wade. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time.
That's the risky run by staying out there as he picks up his 3rd.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Mozgov's checked in. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. It's Dragic with the drive. Here's Whiteside. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, you know, his reputation. Clark grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And, you know, Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
Now, here's Dragic. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
And also defensively, guys, he kept them off balance with 4 steals on the night.
So it's the Cavaliers now after the miss from Joe Johnson. And it's LeBron missing.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
The pass to Dragic. A 3-ball. Count the bucket. Dragic has got 5 points now in the quarter.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's Dellavedova. Cleveland moving the ball around. And it's Love missing.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats for Love. Good season for him last year. Put up about 16 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. and he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Sure is. I mean, he thinks every rebound is his, and most of them are. That's why he's putting up such big numbers.
Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulder ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's foul number 2 for him.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
The Heat making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. James outside. He feeds it to Dellavedova. And stolen by Richardson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. The Cavaliers trail by 9. For 3, Love. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. 6 points for Kevin Love.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Here's the screen. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Fry's checked in. And then for Miami, Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Whiteside. Bosch comes in for Joe Johnson. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic.
Chris Bosh.
Just some amazing stats put up by Chris Bosh early in his career. But having been in the shadow of LeBron and D-Wade over the past few seasons, one wonders if Bosh is now a little bit underrated. He's talented and gives you everything you want from the power forward spot.
Here's James following the score by Miami. No good from Fry.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, hurt them from those plans.
And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Right, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Now here's Johnson. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Fry's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Smith dishes to Love. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. And now it's just a 4-point Heat lead.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
Johnson kicks to Bosh. Puts up the baby hook, and he gets it to go. And the Heat lead by 6. And here are the Cavaliers now. Here's Dellavedova. For 3, Love. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now here's Bosh. Johnson the screen. Bosh passes to Richardson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Now here's Winslow. Johnson kicks to Richardson. Irving against Stoudemire. Bosh the screen. Just 5 to shoot. From deep 3-point range, and the foul on Amari Stoudemire. That's his first foul. Thompson is checked in for Cleveland. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Irving kicks to Fry. Inside and stolen by Richardson. An even 3-on-3 break. Kicks it out to Johnson. 1:53 left in the first half. And it's Bosch, that time on the assist by Johnson. 6 points for Chris Bosch.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
The Cavaliers again can't hit. The Heat leading by 6. Johnson with it. Now guarded by Shumpert. Johnson dishes to Stoudemire. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is. Checking out the game LeBron is having. He's got 8 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. 2 summers ago, all anyone could talk about was LeBron James and the return to Cleveland.
I mean, you couldn't write that stuff, Kevin. I mean, it was unbelievable, the storyline. I mean, after all the acrimony between LeBron and the ownership as well as the fans. But you know what? He said it best. He truly is back where he belongs.
He's home.
Yes.
He's home. Now Johnson. After Amon Shumpert missed from long range. Johnson, the pass to Bosch. Johnson the screen. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Fry's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
And that one's good, Irving.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Yeah, I mean, test the hot hand. You're exactly right. I say let those triples fly.
There's Winslow. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Winslow's got the lead back up to 10 now for the Heat.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Johnson. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And that does it for the first half of play. Heat lead by 10. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, I'm with Eric.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. In the second quarter, they imposed their will with a 10-point lead at the half. And if things continue to go the same way after the break, they're threatening to run away with this one. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. You know, any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Cleveland?
Well, they're losing the battle on the boards. And when you're struggling to stay in the game, a few extra rebounds.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Kevin Love really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the 5, down low.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state, but what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years, but he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
Greg, you brought up the topic of Wade. He's had a chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talented.
Yeah, when Shaq comes in and joins him, then he had to change away when LeBron came in to play
Great
a
credit
different
to
way.
him.
Yeah.
Great credit to him.
Very admirable. Hit stolen by Dragic. And that one's good. Dragic has got 9.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety. Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
James outside. Outside Irving. The feed to Love. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 4th assist in this one.
You know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to D him up.
Wade kicks to Winslow. Here's Bosch, and it's LeBron James with the rebound. James has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Love against Bosch. In the corner, it's James. Passes it to Love. 6 on the shot clock. Smith for 3. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 7 rebounds in the game.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Timeout called, Cleveland. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season, averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Heat ball. Now let's take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. 4th, Timofey Mozgov.
You know, nobody said this guy couldn't miss last season, and because he was such a good percentage shooter, one of the best in the league, his teammates always were looking for him.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Cleveland.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
To the left side wing. And here's Love from the arc. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got 5 assists in the game. Wade kicks to Bosch. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic, and Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Dragic kicks to Bosch. To the middle. Swiped it away.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, hasn't it, guys? Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Bosch sets the pick for Wade. Back to Bosch. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Bosch has got 8 points.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Wade, right side. Good. 17 points in the game. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Kicks to Irving. And Love has it in the corner. Smith against Johnson. Back to Love. Launches it. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. 20 points for Love.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
Chris Bosh again. Bosh has got 12.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason.
And here's Love for 3. Love with another miss. The Heat leading by 14. Here's Dragic. Love grabs the board.
And how about for the Heat having the best road record of any team that didn't make the postseason in the East? But as you said, struggling on the road will sink a team battling for a playoff spot.
Outside Bosh. The 3. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
Cavaliers timeout.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
You know, one final note, guys, on the Heat and their road losses. They ended up going only 2-8 in their last 10 road games of the year. That was a big part of how they fell out of the 8th playoff seed.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Fries checked in for Love. And it's Amon Shumpert in for Smith. And then for Miami, Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Richardson comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Wade drives in. Can't hit. Excellent D there from Mozgov. The Cavaliers trail by 15. And a wide open look for Irving. That one wide left.
And not a night he's going to want to remember. Just not really able to score the basketball.
Richardson dishes to Johnson. Mozgov with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov.
Miami ball.
Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov.
Tristan Thompson.
2 on the clock. The Heat leading by 15. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
And here we can check out the story on Kyrie Irving. He had a strong showing last season. 8th in three-point shooting. 9th in scoring. And he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And, you know, back to his tremendous efficiency from 3 last year. I tell you what, he's truly a dead-eye shooter when he gets a good look.
LeBron's checked in for Irving. Winslow's checked in for Miami. Pass to Richardson. He kicks to Winslow. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
From deep, James. Miami grabs the miss. Stoudemire's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Ahead. And there's Richardson. That's good on the assist by Winslow. Winslow's got his 3rd assist on the night. Amari Stoudemire, with the change of scenery last season, was bought out by the Knicks, signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
Miami leading by 12. Johnson kicks to Winslow. Johnson the screen. Richardson the pass to Johnson. They set the pick. He dishes it to Winslow. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Johnson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Cavaliers have gone 8 of 16 in the 3rd quarter to put their second-half shooting percentage right at 50%. LeBron, that's a 2-pointer, and he can't bank that one in.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Inside, and stolen by Richardson. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Winslow's wow.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Johnson outside. Dishes to Stoudemire. The jump hook. The shot is off. Dellavedova. No good on the buzzer beater. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th.
Real quick. Baby, you only rap to pay the bill.
The Cavaliers trail by 15 on the floor for Miami. The big men are Bosch and Whiteside. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Winslow in at the 3 spot. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Wade outside. Back to Whiteside. Good D by LeBron. Whiteside's gone 1 for 5 from the field, 20%. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Miami leading by 15. Outside Dragic. Whiteside a screen. Dragic kicks to Winslow. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Irving can't hit.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games. 8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
Pass to Smith. Kicks it out to Love. Tries again. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists tonight. And the Heat shooting 47% from the floor. Getting it done. Dragic dishes to Wade. Bosch against Love. Whiteside kicks to Wade. 5 to shoot. Good ball movement here by Miami. They get a hand on it. Now Cleveland moving it up. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And deep, Irving drops it in.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Bosch passes to Dragic. There's the triple. Miami no good on that time either.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half, still bageled in the second. You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. shot misses.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Rebound by the Heat. Bosch has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Wade dishes to Dragic. Bosch drives in, score the basket, his 8th, 8 for 13 from the floor.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
The Cavaliers trail by 16. Irving kicks to Smith. The kick out to Irving. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Wade with the ball. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Well, one thing that you can always say about Dwayne Wade is that he is at his best when the game is on the line. He truly lives for the big moments.
He does, and Wade has been in so many of those big moments over the course of his career. 5 trips to the NBA Finals, and he really does thrive under pressure.
Irving with the steal. It's stolen by Dragic. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And it's Whiteside, that time on the assist by Wade. Wade's got 6 assists in the game. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter.
And for Wade, when it comes to being clutch, a lot of it is experience. I mean, it's not just during the playoffs. He knows when to step up in the 4th quarter during the regular season. Very productive in the 4th quarter from a scoring standpoint.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular. Wade averaged 7 points in the 4th quarter of last season. That was 3rd most in the NBA. A big part of it is how he can create his own shot. When the game is on the line, you want him on the floor with the ball in hand.
Back to Love. Takes a 3. Another miss by Love. The Heat leading by 17. Hassan Whiteside again.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Love the pass to Thompson. Feeds to Irving. Love outside. Fires for 3. Can't get it to go. Now the Heat take it the other way. Winslow with it. Steps back and fires. And that one's good. And the Heat lead by 21.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
Irving against Dragic. Here's Bosch. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
And the lead's not getting any smaller. Just an incredibly well-rounded performance here on the road.
And how good a feeling is that for this team to dominate